Oh, it is Direct Mail Monday, August 31st, 2020. Two-thirds of the year, poof, gone. One third left. Hopefully, you will make the most of it. Hopefully, you've already smashed through your goals for this year. We've had the greatest time of opportunity of our lifetimes thanks to this great shutdown fiasco. So, hopefully, you're kicking butt and you'll continue that through the end of the year. So, dipped into my mailbox this week, and the political mail continues to appear, although none ever addressed to me, because I'm thinking, you know, I wouldn't be on anyone's list, any politician's list, since I can't stand all politicians by definition. How anybody can, everyone knows they're all skunks. Um, However, somebody who used to live here before keeps getting a whole bunch of stuff, including this one that came from some congressman no one's ever heard of. But I've heard of this person, and there's some handwritten font right on there. Nancy Pelosi would tear apart this letter if she saw it. Now, Nancy Pelosi being the most powerful woman politician in America, as I get out my trusty Rhino letter opener to open this thing, beautiful Rhino. Um, People ought to know, especially if you're getting political, if you're on a political mailing list, you ought to know who Nancy Pelosi is. She's been around, since most people were born. She's one of the swampiest dinosaurs of the swamp, completely entrenched in the corruption of Washington, D.C., and she's super powerful, running half of Congress, or one of the two houses of Congress, with more people in her house than the other one. So maybe she's running more than half. But anyway, and she, for the liberals, well, I don't know if they love her, they at least tolerate her, but the conservatives can't stand her because her job, of course, is to block as much as possible of the conservative stuff and to make life miserable for conservatives. So to constantly, she's the one, since there is no other real leader of that Democratic Party, it's certainly not Joe Biden. But so it's up to Nancy Pelosi to pretty much be the leader of the party. And after the election ends and Joe Biden finally gets put out to a beach somewhere with drinking a drink from an umbrella, which he deserves, after all the years he's put in and made his family rich, you think his family would treat him better than this. She will remain the most powerful person in the Democrat Party. So she is a great enemy if you're communicating with conservatives. And so, where normally I would immediately toss this thing, it's some political nonsense from some politician I never heard of. But now I'm intrigued to see what is going on. Why would Nancy Pelosi tear apart this letter? And so that common enemy, she's as much of an enemy as any other politician to me. She's full of crap, which they all are. It's their job. But she's just really annoying. But anyway, she's good at her job. And so let's see what they got on the inside. What I'm really opening it is because it's Direct Mail Monday, I'm using this as an example. Let's see if they carry that throughout the rest of the piece. I'm going to cross out his first name right here. Very smart. They're using what's known as variable printing so that every letter is dear and the person's name. Very smart. So this is from some kind of, see, it's conservative congressman. I couldn't have guessed from criticizing Nancy Pelosi on the outside. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, it's all about Nancy. Even though I've seen a lot in politics, what I've seen from Nancy Pelosi and her unhinged and reckless Democrats, blah, blah, blah. Because when Pelosi did this, blah, 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 and all because of their hatred of President Trump, and as one of presidents, so he keeps saying President Trump, says it three times in here that I can see, and mentions Pelosi twice. Here's a third one. I saw Pelosi and Adam Schiff's extreme agenda, lesser known Adam Schiff, but equally hated by the conservatives. He led the whole bogus impeachment nonsense against Trump. I say nonsense, but it did its job. It attacked the president, kept him on his heels so he couldn't do whatever he wants to do. They knew they were not getting him out of office, but they attempted to damage him to not get reelected. That doesn't matter that he was impeached, and because everyone knows it was a farce. But they kept him on his heels for years with the bogus investigation and the bogus impeachment, and yet he still kept tweeting all day long and signing, I don't know, more executive orders than anyone I've ever heard of. And I guess when you're not working with Congress, you have a lot of time to do other stuff. Here's another one. I'm determined to stop Pelosi. Now, here's the thing. Oh, yeah, here's what I was going to mention. This guy, whoever he is, since I'm receiving this in Arizona, Pelosi is from San Francisco. So this guy is not running against Nancy Pelosi. So that's it. That's what I wanted to mention. So he's got Nancy Pelosi on the cover, and this article is all about Nancy Pelosi, but he's not running against Nancy Pelosi. So it's not his enemy. He's creating what's known in copywriting and the marketing advertising world. It's extremely powerful strategy. He's creating, or he's relating to a common enemy. So you see with Trump will make the media an enemy. China is an enemy. China, the China virus. China is taking advantage of us. The media. Oh, you fake media points at his rallies. I don't know if you're allowed to have those anymore, but if he ever does them again, he usually was pointing, as if I saw all of his rallies. From the few I would ever see, I would usually see him making some comments about you fake media, folks with the fake news and the whatever. And so creating a bond through a common enemy. So where I don't know this guy from anybody as congressman, he could spend the whole letter going, hey, get to know me, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. He'd be doing what I call me marketing, where that's the biggest mistake small business owners make. They talk all about themselves. Political marketing is usually, I don't know, 7 billion times smarter than local business marketing. That's why you ought to get on these mailing lists and check this stuff out. Elections can be won, which means there's a lot of payoffs and a lot of kickbacks and a lot of corruption. I saw some post on social media. They were like, hey, since we're shut down and we can't work and whatever, all the members of Congress should have to forego their paychecks during the shutdown. I'm like, you're kidding, right? Their paychecks of what? Tens of thousands of dollars, $100,000, a couple of hundred, whatever. They make millions through kickbacks and corruption and all kinds of nonsense. So there is big money in politics. And of course, the donors, the influencers that influence these politicians have tons at stake. So that's why they pay for this stuff. And you better believe they pay someone who knows what they're doing in advertising and marketing. So they don't have this guy going, hey, let me tell you about me. And I'm locally owned and operated. And I've been around serving the community for 30 years. And there's nothing about him. It's all about someone you do know, the common enemy. So the lesson is, in your business, find if the people you're advertising and marketing to don't know who you are, which is likely unless you've got bazillions of dollars to spend and you think you're Coca-Cola or Budweiser or Walmart or Amazon or something. But for the average business owner, you can't afford to get your name out there or do branding or get people to know you. You've got to send messages to get action. And this one says, the first line is, will you send me your enough is enough, in bold, whatever that means, urgent reply in the next 48 hours. See, so the first words, will you send me your urgent reply? That's right at the top of the letter. After he, me, puts his name at the top, like anybody cares. But right away, he wants a reply. And then there's some fundraising in here. Ooh, the House Freedom Caucus. $45, $50, $100, $2,800, some weird numbers on here, but anyway. Federal law requires the weasel clause down here. Oh, maximum is $2,800 maximum, no wonder. Anyway, and then credit card information. So they want a donation. Oh, and there it is. This is the enough is enough reply. I don't want to show the person's name, but enough is enough reply. Got it. So it's the enough is enough. However, he's not running against Nancy Pelosi. So he can't get rid of Nancy Pelosi. He can only play off the, I would guess the relative power Nancy Pelosi has over this guy is about 7 bazillion to 1/10 of 1%, because she's the most powerful woman in America, and he is a complete nobody, if you ask me. So he uses her. So how can you do that in your advertising and marketing? Pick a common enemy, someone that your target who that you want to do business with you, your audience, whoever you're advertising or marketing or selling to, is going to agree with you. Yeah, yeah, I can't stand that. Yeah, I can't stand that. Yeah, I can't stand that. Okay, by having a common enemy, two wrongs make a right, right? You can agree on that. You can find common ground. You can find rapport. You're on the same page, even though they don't know you from nothing. But now they like you. They're closer to trusting you. They're closer to knowing you because you have a common enemy. So that's the power of using the common enemy. And as usual, this doesn't really have a lot to do with direct mail per se. This works in any type of messaging, emailing, phone calling, meeting people in person, speaking from a stage, doing a video, sending up a social media post, doing direct mail, anything at all that you're using, any ways you're using to advertise, market, and sell in your business, especially if you are not well known. You want to use a well known enemy that your target market, your audience, your target who will know, and therefore they cling to you because of that common enemy. Make sense? That's what's being used there by that political mailing. And that'll do it for Direct Mail Monday, August 31st, 2020. Join me tomorrow for more business building tips on Topical Tuesday. Thanks for being here today. Catch you tomorrow. Over and out.